All right, let's check and see if this microphone is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hey. Am I ready to start? Hey guys, I see some people in here. Let's turn off the popcorn sign. I don't have a clue where it is, but we'll find it. We will find it. I don't even know where I put it, which camera I stuck it on. So we're gonna go to the Nikon. We're gonna go down here and look. There, voila. Hey, it is Friday night, September 16th. It's my mother's birthday. Of course, she's in heaven. She passed away in 2011. So that is 10. Is it 10? It's 11 or 12 years. Which is it? No, it's 11 years. So let's see if I've got, did I connect up this microphone? Might as well. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mother. Happy birthday, Ma. Happy birthday to you. Look, Ma, I got a new camera. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ma. Happy birthday to you. Let's do one more. We're going to bracket it. Louis Lazuka's grandmother, who's in her 90s. Let's sing that woman a happy birthday. Her Josefina, if I remember. If I got it wrong, let me know. Happy birthday, Josefina. Happy birthday, Josefina. Happy birthday, Abuela Josefina. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Josefina. Happy birthday to you. I think they speak, they might speak Spanish. I'm not sure. Okay. So happy birthday, Ma. Just, where would you, for my mother's birthday, we would go out and we would go to, where the heck? We would go to Piccadilly's, which was a cafeteria. Well, unfortunately for me at that time, although now it doesn't bother me, it was an all-you-can-eat. It was not an all-you-can-eat. You paid for every plate that you bought. I almost made a big mistake there. It was not an all-you-can-eat. But for her birthday, for my mother's birthday, we would probably go to Outback's. She used to like the Victoria Filet. My brother and I were talking about it before. I was wondering, what does she, because I'm in the habit when I go to a restaurant that I go to often, I order the same thing over and over and over. I'm talking to the wrong camera. Actually, let's turn on the spinning cameras. And then, where are they? Hello, hello, where are you? There you are. So, I think we would go to Outback's. I like the Alice Spring chicken with the honey mustard that you would just slobber all over the place. So, I guess you guys have your own traditions. Every family has traditions. So I see Ordinary Filmmaker is here. Let's see if I screwed up the sizing. Because these cameras were used for other stuff. Yeah, Peter screwed up the sizing. Okay, let's put this up here. Normally I don't touch anything. So Simon says, put your hands in the air, Simple Simon says. Okay, so I like you guys to be prominent. You're my friends. And there's Scotty. Scotty says, grill. Oh, I was hankering for a grilled cheese, and damn it, I can't have it because I don't have bread. So, what's up with that? Hello? Anyway, got my water. So there's only a few of us in here. Scotty, Simon. Motivated Minds, I haven't seen you in a while. Oscar. Carlos, this is Carlos. He's got his video channel. And so he is with us. Oh, we're in the, when the camera changes, it's going to change mood. So let's start locking it down. Okay, so when the next camera comes up, it should be the Sony E10. We'll put Carlos on there and lock it down. And then the R6. By the way, I haven't seen you in quite a while, Carlos. How's everything going? He's in a session right now, which is like what over there on the East Coast, it's 7. We're at 10, we're 3 hours. So you're working pretty hefty there, aren't you, young man? So let's go over here. That camera works. Let's lock it down since it works. Okay. So why is this all messed up? That's a very good question. Because I spent 3 days this week in depositions. Okay, so they asked me to turn all the labels off, which I did. So they're not, in case you're wondering, the labels are not up there. Yeah, I'm in the right spot. Okay, so they didn't want the court to make it look, because they said I was head and shoulders above everybody else's quality. Okay, so can you please remove your labels? So I removed them. How do I get them back now? I know how to get them back. I'm only kidding. Okay, for sure, happy birthday, Mom. Thank you, Scotty, for saying happy birthday to my mother. You guys, anybody have a birthday for Ordinary Filmmaker? I want to say hi to Liam, my favorite Liam in all of Canada. I just love that kid to no end. And I think he even loves me a little bit, which makes me feel special. So, Scotty, you got any grandkids that I should be saying hi to? I mean, the serious formal channel is the big channel, okay? But over here, dang, I'm going to say hi to the little kids. I'm going to say hi to the big kids like Scotty. Norm. Dearly gee whiz, Batman. There's Norm. Okay, tonight, you see on Norm's Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening, Greggies around the world. We're heading into September, which is a lot of holy days for the Jewish faith. So are you guys doing your chicken? And I know the chicken didn't make it because it got cooked and eaten. And you're taking the kids home. Are you on that routine now? Then I've got more kids to say hi to, except they're adults. I think your son's a lawyer. Oh, am I filled up the year with lawyers? God, 3 days. So I kind of had to reset up all this stuff. Am I even in 4K? I want to be in 4K. Okay, so Norm is here. I miss you, Norm. I haven't seen you in so long. You don't realize what you miss until they're not there. And being gone the whole summer, I'm thinking like, I miss you. Everybody that's popped up here. Motivated Minds, Carlos, Scotty, Norm. Who else is in the room? Simon, the grandkids, they get a kick out of it. I am actually at the point where I'm exhausted. Peter, looking very trim this evening. 164 is the lowest I got from over 200. And now I'm 165. So I don't know if it's water or because I am eating too much, but I'm not supposed to be doing, what do they call it? Portion control. If I'm hungry, I'm supposed to eat something very low carbs, like eggs, meat, bacon. I could put butter in the pan. I like butter because I put a little bit of maple syrup in my butter. And yes, I'm using a no sugar maple syrup. So you know the honey butter that you get every once in a while for a treat? Well, when I made my butter and put it in a jar, because I canned it, I'm into canning big time now. My dinner tonight was something that I had canned. It's so wonderful to go over to a shelf and there's all these jars, okay? It does look like I'm living in a farm. And one jar has got chicken, one jar has got soup, one jar has got chuck roast, one jar, I made like 25, 30 jars of butter. So butter was on sale at Walmart, so I canned it. So what's the advantage to anything to do with canning? You don't have to refrigerate it. You actually go through the process like if you watch the Waltons, Grandma, Granny, they would all be canning. They'd get their harvest, they'd bring it all in, and they would can it up. The same jars that you see today. You know those jars that got the two-piece lids? Okay. And you put it in a canning machine, and it brings it up to a certain temperature and pressure. Okay, so it took me a while to figure out why you had to bring it up in pressure. Okay, and bing, I figured it out. They just don't say why you have to bring it up to a certain pressure for a certain period of time. Well, the obvious is you have to kill the bacteria, botulism, and E. coli and all that stuff, okay? But in order to get certain spores that are actually dangerous and lethal to you, you have to get the food to a temperature of over 240 degrees. No, you cannot put it in your oven. It's got a seal. So you put the food in the jar, you put it in this canning thing. I made videos. I got like 4 or 5 videos in the can, so to speak. Okay, so then you bring it, to a certain temperature, and water boils at sea level, which is where I am in Miami. I'm at sea level at 212 degrees. But water doesn't boil at 212 degrees if you go to Atlanta, Georgia, or if I went to Simon's house where the elevation is high. The water doesn't boil at 212. It's got a different boiling point depending on the altitude. So they cover everything up to 1,000 feet. So do you actually know what the altitude is where you are? I knew I'm at sea levels, but if I lived in Atlanta, I don't know what my altitude is there. And we came from New York, I don't know what the altitude is there. So it's a basic rule. 1,000 feet and under, you have to bring it to a certain pressure, okay? 10 pounds, PSI, all right? Because water will boil here at the 240 that's needed to kill the botulism. But if you're over 1,000 feet, you can't, it won't work. You're not killing the botulism. So if you take a jar off the shelf 2 years later, you're going to get poisoned. So you need to bring up the pressure high enough so that the water will boil above 1,000 feet, which is 15 pounds. I got 2 little jigglers, and I'm using the 10-pound PSI, they call that, because I'm 1,000 feet under. All right, so anyway, let's get back to business. Peter, try eating a chicken. You know, that's supposed to be a joke, and chicken is actually, I like it a lot. But I saw somebody that picked up a chicken like this, and they said the chicken is the best gimbal in the entire frickin' world. And the guy went like this, okay? Do you know that that chicken's head stayed steady? No matter what way he was turning the chicken, he turned it upside down. He took a chicken, a regular live chicken, and picked it up. Not a dead one in the grocery store, a live chicken, all right? And he picked it up and he said, look, and he did all kinds of movements. That chicken's head was the most stable thing I ever saw in my life. So if you want to buy a great gimbal for your camera, buy a chicken and strap it to its head. Oh, Norm says, I've watched your chicken video. I ate one of those jars tonight, Norm. I watched the chicken soup video. Very impressive. Needs carrots, parsnip, and curly parsley. Okay, I purposely try to pick out the carrots or don't add carrots. Carrots are one of the highest things in sugar. So the weight loss that happened is because I started watching Little Sugar. I started watching I need to make a complete, I learned that this week, okay? And boy, did these lawyers in the court and the deposition reporters and all that get a big fill of Peter Gregg this week, because Peter talks a lot. Do you know how many times I was told over and over this week? Just answer yes or no, don't embellish. Do you think I did that? Do you think I'm capable of... Did you kill that man with a knife and stab him 32 times and jiggle him around to make sure he was dead? And I am only going to answer yes or no. Heck no. That's not the Peter Gregg way. I didn't kill that man. I wouldn't pick up a knife. I wouldn't stab somebody. I'm basically afraid of knives and guns myself. Peter, too much talk. I would never hurt another human being. I wouldn't do this, and I find it disgusting that a man can think he could take the life of another man. Peter, too much talk. I just think that just being accused of that is a huge insult. And the guys are going like, oh my, even the opposing team. It's like, oh my God. They wanted to depose me. They got it. Hello? You asked for it, Toyota. You got it. So, yes, I talked a lot this week, and that's why I got a big glass of water, and I don't even have enough ice in here. Charles, I'm so happy to see you. How are you doing? I love you, Charles. I love all of you guys. Norm, Randy. How come I didn't say hi to Randy? How the heck did that happen? How the heck did I miss Randy? You are in 4K. I'm doing the 4K dance. The 4K dance. A 4K dance. The 4K dance. So I am officially in 4K. And Randy says hello, everybody. Boy, Randy has been hitting it out of the park. If you want to know about lenses, lens adapters, how a camera works at night in a car, how a camera works in the daytime in the car, go right over there where it says Randall Brander. He doesn't even do the one video a day anymore. He might put 3 or 4. So Randy's going to overtake me completely in terms of how many videos he's got up. I'm proud of you, Randy. I think that is absolutely amazing. Norm says, lawyers charged by the... See, it takes a Jewish person to straighten my ass out. Okay, so Peter, if you want to pay less money, shut up. One of the lawyers was Jewish. And I kept, because I knew he was Jewish, I would insert, I'm a Christian guy. I kind of live by Christian principles. And in my opinion, I would have never done anything like that, or I didn't do anything. I would have never said anything like that. So I obviously can't discuss the case. I was told not to. So I'm sure I'm skirmishing it here, and I'm at the edge, but I haven't brought up anything about the case. So what cameras did I use? I used the R7. Nope, I used the R6 for 100% of the time. I almost switched over to the Nikon. Which one is on? I can't tell which one. This is the Nikon that you're looking right now. I almost switched over to the Nikon because for some reason the Canon wouldn't go on. On, nothing, off. On, nothing, off. So I pulled out the battery, which is the dummy battery. I put it back in. I couldn't get the camera. See, I'm doing the talking too much and embellishing routine. Okay. So I put a battery in the camera that was fully charged, and I connected up the USB port. So I actually forgot the camera on overnight from last night, and our battery is still good. See, we're still on. Okay. So when you've got the USB plugged into the wall, which it is, it trickles or drains the battery really tiny amount. Okay. I'm sure at some point it would have died. All right. So I put a fresh battery. No, I actually put, what did I put the dongle, the dummy battery in there that would not work for me, I think on Thursday for that deposition. And I was going to say, okay, well, I'll just go over to the Nikon, the Z6. But I got it to work at the last minute before we went live, before I went live. So what was my setup? I used the R6. I have it pumped into my entire Mac Mini system. I booted up or started up Ecamm. Ecamm has a feature called virtual camera and virtual mic. So when I went into Zoom, this was all done by Zoom. So when I went into Zoom, when Zoom said to pick the camera, I selected the Ecamm virtual camera. And when I said, and when it asked me to select the mic, I picked the Ecamm virtual mic. So I operated comfortably because it's just like I am right now. The mic is here. I'm running the lav mic. I hope I sound good. Okay. And then I piped this entire Ecamm into Zoom. And I was able to change cameras. I look like a hot dilly-dilly, okay? It was just like, and everybody else, the camera was aimed up at their nose, or it was so dark you couldn't make out crap. So I'm sitting here zooming in a deposition, looking like it was a Peter Gregg live Friday night show. But they did ask me to take the tags off, Nikon, Canon, and Sony, and that kind of stuff. Lewis, when this show, hi Lewis, when this show is over, today is my mother's birthday. So right at the opening of the show, I sang happy birthday to my mother. And then I was about to stop and I said, wait, we are bracketing between last week and this week. It was Josefina's birthday. So I sang happy birthday again to your grandmother, little Louie over there. I love you, buddy. You know, at the very beginning of the show. So when you do the rerun, it'll be the introduction. I blabbed for just a short amount of time, maybe just 2 hours, 3 hours. And then I sang happy birthday to my mother. And then I sang happy birthday to your grandmother, Lewis. So you could play that one back to her. And it'll be right at the beginning of the show somewhere within the first few minutes. And maybe she'll get a kick out of that also. So I've been drinking a little more water because I've been doing a lot of talking. Peter, did you do this? No. Peter, did you do that? No. Peter, did you do this and that? No. What part of no don't you understand? But you can't talk like that in a deposition. So Lewis said that she did. She celebrated her 90th birthday. So she got another song. All right. So those are the cameras that I used for the deposition. I just feel in a camera kind of a mood tonight. So on my desk, I have a Sony A7C, and I have the Tamron 17 to 28 f2.8 lens on here. It's a freaking awesome combination. This camera is $17.99 without the lens, and with the lens I get a little bit of zoom. This camera has a flippy screen. I should turn it towards you. Okay. Has a flippy screen, so I can actually go like, oh my God, that be me. Okay, so I could see myself on here if I turned it on. Hello, where's the on and off switch? There it is. Okay, so I could look at myself here. Can you see the LCD? Okay, this is a wonderful camera. So what do you give up when you buy this camera? You give up 2 card slots and a lot of external buttons. What you get in turn is you get a full frame where the Canon R7, which is this guy, okay, you can kind of compare the sizes here, okay, so that's the R7 and the A7C, so the size is in favor here. This is a crop sensor, the R7. The Sony A7C is a full frame sensor. There's stabilization in both cameras. I do have to say the stabilization on the Canon, I have to do my court talk. In my opinion, okay, to my recollection, the image stabilization on the Canon R7 is twice as good as the image stabilization on the A7C. But you do, like I said, you do get a full frame. You do have image stabilization in there. You have no recording limit on the Sony A7C. They're both in the same price range. This one is $18.99 with a kit lens. This one is $17.99 without a kit lens. Okay, and so there's an advantage to this. I like the ecosystem. I like the way this camera, the Canon, and I get along. This camera does great, okay? So I'm not going to bash one camera to build up another one. So if a person has a Sony A7C, you know what I'm going to say? You've got a great camera. And the problem is you, with whatever problem you're having, okay? And if you say you have an R7, it's a great camera. Do I like them? I like them both. I actually bought one of these, and I actually bought one of these. So those that are only listening instead of watching, I actually bought a Sony A7C and eventually returned it. I actually bought a Canon R7 and eventually returned it. Okay, so the reasons for the returning was not bam, 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 I didn't like this or I didn't like that. You know, just because I'm making a show, I still get to have choices. Okay, so my choice was to return both of them. The Canon that I had originally, I had the feeling that there was something wrong with it, so I returned it within the window. All right. So you bought all these cameras and you returned them. How come they're still here? These are loaner cameras from B&H. Remember, I've got friends in low places. Okay. So these are on loaner. And we're approaching the middle of the month, which means these are going to go back. All right. And I bought actually the camera that you're looking at right now, which is let's switch over to it. Let's stop the rotation. You're getting me dizzy here, buddy. Okay. So I bought this guy. This is the Canon R6. But I so happen to have a second R6 here. They're twinsies. So how do you have two of them? Well, in the middle of the night, I got up in the middle of the night. Okay, stop. I need to start at the beginning of a story and not in the middle. Okay? So I got the R6 as a loaner. And I'm going like, oh my God, I like this camera. And I had the R7. I was going to just buy the R7 again. I wasn't going to floodle around with the fact that I had potential problems. I couldn't nail them down, but when you're within the 30 days, send the darn thing back. So I sent it back, the one that I bought. And then in the door, the doorbell rang, and it was B&H, and they sent me an R6 loaner and an R7 loaner. Here we are. When your cup runneth over, your cup runneth over, baby. Okay? And don't forget, I pray for every single one of you guys every single night. Okay? I should say every single day, because now I'm doing my prayers in the morning sometimes. So I have this loaner. Which one? This one. Okay? This is the R6. And I have the loaner. And I'm going like, I want to buy one of these. So to make a long story short, I got up in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep. I went to the bathroom. I did my pee and whatever else you do in the bathroom in the middle of the night while you can't see because you're half asleep. And I went and laid down. And by the time I got back in the bed, I was awake. So I was wide awake. I was ready to sing in the sunshine. I'm supposed to be sleeping. It's 3, 4 in the morning. Remember when I said I talk a lot? I did that this week with the lawyers. I was telling you guys, they didn't know what they got into when they decided to put me up for the deposition. So when they said talk shorter, I don't know. My ears heard, Peter, talk more. Elongate it. Don't make short answers. So I was being told by my brothers, you're talking too much. My lawyer says, I'd shorten it up, Peter. And then the opposing lawyer said, yes or no would be sufficient. Bah! Who do they think they're dealing with here? Yes or no? What in the world? I mean, you could put that on my gravestone. Yes or no. is not a possibility, okay? So, no, I want on my gravestone, Jesus is Lord. Peter loves Jesus. I want Jesus on my gravestone, okay? So anyway, let's get back to saying hi to some of the best people in the whole wide world. Oh my goodness, I must have missed a lot of stuff going on here. See when I said I talk too much? So Louis is back. Randy's here. Norman's here. Louis is saying hello. Randy's saying hello. Louis is saying thank you. What? Thank you, Peter, for the birthday song. Grandma celebrated her 90th birthday and loved it. So she got another one, okay? Another birthday song at the beginning of this show. She says thank you so much. And look, Sly is here. Hello to my hello all my favorite Friday night fellows. I'm baby. Oh, yes, there's somebody that I can say hello to. Hi, Hoss. Okay, make a marking of the time. I'm going to sing Hoss a birthday. Okay, let's sing Hoss a birthday. Hoss is Sly's grandson. How old is he? He's going to be 3 years old yesterday. Big birthday month. Yes, what's 9 months before September? Oh, cold nights. That's why we have so many kids born. I know what you guys were doing in January. I just know what you were doing. Testing, testing, Hoss, are you there? Hoss, where are you now? I want to sing you a song. Where are you, Hoss? I'm looking for you. Hoss, come to the TV. Hoss, get closer. Hoss, get closer to the TV. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Hoss. Happy birthday, my favorite Hoss. Happy birthday to you. Hoss, how old are you now? Hoss, how old are you now? Hoss, how old are you, Hoss? Happy birthday to you. Hoss, are you being a good boy? Hoss, are you being a good boy? Hoss, are you being a very, very good boy? I'm so proud of you, Hoss. Happy birthday, Hoss. How you doing, big boy? I wanted to say happy birthday to you and sing happy birthday. And so that's another grandchild. So we've got Sly's grandson, 3 years old. We've got Simon's grandson. He's not a grandson. He's his son. And he is, how old is Liam? 8 years old. We've got Aiden, who belongs to Mr. Camera Junkie. I think he's 6 years old or 7. Okay, so it's one of those. I'll sing happy birthday for him too. So if I like making people feel happy. So if you've got a birthday happening, okay, for someone, and you want me to sing happy birthday, it don't take much for me to pick up the mic and belt out a song. I'm sorry that the depositions are finished. I didn't think I could actually pick up a mic and sing a song, and I didn't do it. How did I possibly miss out in court on such a wonderful, I did it by Zoom, okay, so you know, opportunity. I missed it. Dang. So, hi, Sly. I see you guys have had storms in the Oklahoma area. Made me think of you, but now with the birthdays, oh, baby. And so Sly, here comes the song. Did I sing a song to Sly? Sly is the only girl in the room. Hello. Sly is the only girl in the room. Thumbs up. Give a thumbs up for Sly. Give a thumbs up for Sly. Thumbs up is that way, not that way. I don't know why I'm doing that to the birthday tune. I need a different tune. How you doing out there, Sly? I'm getting back to the show now, Sly. Now, you guys need to remember, Sly has a channel. What's the name of her channel? Golly gee whiz. I don't know what the name of Sly's channel is. It might be Sly Reader. You see it up there in red? I'm trying to make it stand out. So Randy has a channel. Sly has a channel. Charles Richard does live streaming better than me sometimes. He's got a channel. So that was Charles saying, Sly, here comes a song for you from Peter. Boy, you guys know me well. It's almost like we're related. Oh, Randy did the same thing. Birthday song for Hoss and a song for you, Sly. Hi, Hoss. Hi, Hoss. How you doing out there, Hoss? I know he gets excited on watching. He doesn't quite get how this works. How does this guy on the big screen TV where he watches the dinosaurs and all that, how is he talking and saying his name? And it gets him thrilled. And any kid gets thrilled. If I could have a job, okay, I would probably sell, $59.95 or something. I would make a custom video just for your special person. And it would be just something I would email them the link. I'd be happy doing that because making kids happy is freaking awesome, okay? They are such a joy. So, Lewis says, I do enjoy the no recording limit. If I'm being honest. Louis, you're always honest. Love you, Louis. Can I call you Louis sometimes? It kind of feels like we're buddy-buddy, you know. Sly says, no pressure, Peter. No. Gee, thanks, guys. A little pressure on Peter? Where were you when I was given the deposition and the lawyer was hammering over my head? Did you do this? Did you say that? Is this your knife? Is this the smoking gun? No. I would have had how many? 40 people come in here and say, no, Peter would not say that. Peter would not do that. Peter doesn't have a smoking gun. His gun doesn't smoke. Peter doesn't smoke. So Lewis is proud of you, Randy. You know something? Lewis is one of the guys that actually comments and encourages Randy. So I'm very proud of you for doing that, Randy. And I think I've seen Sly say something positive. But we're family, guys, all of us. So when somebody puts up a video, this is not even for me. You don't even have to do anything for me, okay? But some of these, like Randy's just reached 100 subscribers. Sly, how many subscribers do you have? So these lower end subscribers, it means a lot when somebody goes in and says, that was great. So do it. Do it. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. There's a song like that, but I don't think it's a clean song. Okay. Norm says, I've been using the Voitach G6 Plus gimbal with my Nikon P7800. Great combination for action videos. So Randy's saying, thank you, Louis. And Louis, look at how nice you guys are to each other. It's amazing. Norm, do you like that gimbal? Because I like its compact, something about it being compact. Come on, let's read this. You know, I've been reading, and I hate to say this, but on Zoom, it really was burning out my eyes. The stuff, the crap is so small. Norm, do you like that gimbal? Because I like how compact it is, Norm. That sounds like something Louis would say. So if I go to court, did Louis say that? Yes, Your Honor, he did. He said it, and, you know, that's what he meant. Okay. So Dr. Charles Richard, he is our Fuji ambassador, and he's even wearing the ambassador's hat. Did you know that there's an ambassador's hat for Fuji officially? It's Charles's hat. If you want to buy one, go to Charles's channel. I'm teasing. Charles is not selling hats. Are you selling hats, Charles? I will stay with the 5H, with the Fuji XH2 for $19.99. Yeah, you know, that camera is like a bargain of bargains. Okay, I'm sorry I don't have any Fuji lenses in the house because I got some nice lenses for the Micro Four Thirds. I got some very nice lenses for Canon. I got some really nice lenses for an Nikon. I've got some nice lenses for Sony. I don't have any lenses for Fuji, so it'd be very dumb with that many I got a whole freaking shelf full of lenses. I'm looking at it. When I looked over there, I'm just, how you doing, lenses? I'm thinking of you. I'm talking about you guys right now. Yes, I am. So it would be kind of dumb, but that XH2 and the XH2S, you know, boys and their toys, why wouldn't I want the top of the mountain there? But Sigma FP, $15.99, lens included. I don't think that's on hardly anybody's shopping list. Everybody that is looking at a Sigma FP, raise your hands. Come on. Don't be shy. I see one. Oh, it's Charles. I don't see anybody else in here looking at the Sigma FP. Okay. So, unfortunately, it never made it into the popularity circuit. There's a popularity circuit. Fuji, Canon, Panasonic, Nikon, Canon, Olympus, okay? They're in the popularity circuit, and maybe another few that I didn't think of. But the Sigma FP, I don't think, Charles, that's a known camera, okay? I like the fact that it's got that Foveon sensor in it. Oh my God! I sound like a Valley Boy, okay? Oh my God! All right, it's a nice sensor. It doesn't focus worth crap, but it's a nice camera, nice sensor. Today, we can't really knock the Sigma lenses. As a matter of fact, I got 3 Sigma lenses for my Sony. Shh, don't tell anybody. And a Tamron. And I got 1 Sony Carl Zeiss lens. So I got 1 Sony OEM. Scotty, hi Lewis and Sly, hope I didn't miss anyone. Feeling kind of crappy tonight. Scott, why are you feeling crappy? Is it like a temperature feeling crappy, or are you down in the dumps, huh? What do I need to do? What exactly? All right, okay, we're gonna fix that. Hi Scott, how you doing, Scott? There's so many people that love you. I heard you say nobody loves me, but that's not true, Scotty. I love you, Scott. We've never seen each other, and I love you. And I know, Scott, that you love me too. You come here Friday night. You bring your special food just for all of us. You're an awesome guy, Scott, an awesome guy, and we love you. Feel better, Scott. Scott. I cracked myself up. No, you were already cracked before you got here, Peter. All right, everybody, let's be nice to the Peter. We only got one of him, okay? And when he's gone, you're going to have to go watch the reruns because he'll be, well, I won't be 6 feet under. I want to be put in the wall. I like white flowers and I like red flowers. So when I die, if you're going to send flowers, something like all white, because I will be enjoying it. Nice flowers, Scotty. Thank you for sending them. So I have been, speaking of funerals, I've been watching a lot of the Queen's funeral. This is some really cool stuff. Stop it! The cord gets tangled in my foot, and it doesn't just get tangled, it tickles. I don't frickin' want to get tickled. Okay, now that I've done my venting. So, happy birthday, Haas. Louis Lazuka is saying happy birthday to Haas. There you go, right there. Let's put that up on the screen. And Norm says, oh, he's talking to Lewis about the gimbal. Gimbal, do you have a thimble? So he's talking about that. Thank you, Lewis. I am very proud of you. Aaron Short, Mr. Talent himself, is in the room, in the room. How you doing, Aaron? How's your silver bells? Aaron and I sang silver bells together. Aaron's got the talent, I don't. Aaron's got guitars, I don't. Aaron's got the youthfulness and I do not. But I've got the microphone. I've got the microphone. I can sing and nobody but God can stop me. How you doing, Aaron? I do love you, Aaron. Thanks for coming in, Aaron Short. All right. You could tell I'm kind of like letting off some steam because having to sit in a chair and talk respectfully for 3 days just ain't my shtick, okay? So Aaron was saying, I'm sorry I walked all over you, Aaron. He was saying hi. How you doing, Aaron? It's good to see you. I do see you. I've been preparing, so I haven't been seeing anybody. The only one I actually see every once in a while is, and I can't sleep because I'm tossing and turning because something's going to go on tomorrow or something bad happened today. Yeah, we had a bad day, what they call a shooting gun against me. Okay. They all thought it was a shooting, it's not shooting gun, what's it called? Smoking gun. They all thought, everybody thinks it's a smoking gun. I think it was a gift from God. And everybody's looking at me like, what the heck is wrong with him? And remember, I can't discuss the case, but I'm sorry. The smoking gun was, they think it was against me. It's against the other side. It's not against me. And when I have the opportunity to say why, they are going to be befuddled. The people are going to be befuddled. Okay? I'm going to drink some water. Wait. Uncle Charlie had a good point here. How about that new iPhone 14 with no SIM card? I don't understand. I mean, they're trying to box people in more and more. So this way, I'm guessing, I'm speculating. So the only reason that you would put having no SIM card is so that you can't take the phone over to another place where you bought it. Like where's my iPhone? Oh, it's right here. I'm on Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is $15 a month. All the phone, Canada, Mexico, texting, all the texting, Canada, Mexico, 5G network. It is limited to 1 gigabyte a month. So if you're a heavy user of watching movies or something, but then you could buy more. $15 a month, but you have to bring your own phone. So I brought my iPhone. And the other thing is you got to pay the whole year. So that is Mint Mobile. Oh, you know, I didn't notice. I need to point this out. See Aaron? I was just saying hi and I sang him a song. Look at his avatar. Okay, I can't really, it's kind of small, but it looks different than what he had before. See the little blue circle that says F? That? I'm broadcasting to Facebook tonight at the same time that I'm broadcasting to YouTube. So this is I've done it once before, okay? I was going to say this is the first time, but this is the first time I'm actually doing it seriously and doing a serious show. I'm broadcasting to both platforms because some people, I look at their Facebook platform and they get a lot, they get thousands and thousands of viewers on Facebook. And I hardly ever go into Facebook. But Ecamm Live upgraded their software, so now I can add platforms. I can broadcast live on YouTube. That was my throat. Now, I went way past puberty. I went straight to poverty. But I'm out of poverty now. I'm a multi-billionaire. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I can broadcast to YouTube on the Peter Gregg Live. I can broadcast to YouTube on Peter's Kitchen at the same time as Peter Gregg Live. I can broadcast on Facebook and the other two all at the same time. So tonight I have chosen to broadcast over on Facebook and over on YouTube at the same time. In the old days, when they did that, they used to call it a simulcast. Do you remember that? Or you guys are too young for that? Norm says, so Peter, will Dancing Santa arrange for lumps of coal for each lawyer? Ooh, I have an in with Santa. He's right back there, Norm. Santa is right back there. Which camera am I looking at? That's a good idea. But, you know, an extra order of coal, please. And Norm gets the credit for reminding me. So that is awesome. Scotty and Lewis are talking with each other. Norm says, hold everything, stop the presses. Where's the Windex? All right, Norm, you're going to laugh. I used it somewhere and I can't find where it is. It's been gone for a few weeks. Okay, the Windex bottle, and that's my dad's bottle. My dad passed away. So the bottle, not the Windex, has some sentimental value. Because, Dad, look, I cut my finger. Let me spray it with Windex, just like the movie, okay? Dad had a rash, or I actually have a rash somewhere. He'd be spraying it with Windex. So the bottle makes me chuckle, okay? So I'm a Windex bottle chuckler. Are you a Windex bottle chuckler? Okay. So, anyway, I don't know where it is. Somebody better not have thrown it out. Peter's going to be very, very pissed. So, Peter, you don't talk like that. No, I don't. Lewis says, you can call me anything you want, Peter. And I'm not used to no recording limit because, hello, Canon user. My Lewis, are you telling me that maybe it's possible that Canon has a recording limit? That was priceless, Lewis. Thank you. However, the iPhones don't have a recording limit. Well, wait a minute. Let's give Canon a little bit of credit. The R7 does not have a recording limit, okay? I don't know the R10. Thinking. Give us an answer, Peter. Yes or no? I don't remember. To the point, Peter. Just say yes or no. Tell it, Peter. Say it. Oh, shut up. I can't remember. And that is a legitimate answer. Okay, in court, I don't recall. So I don't know if the R10 has, I don't think it matters. I think the R10 is a nice camera. But I went up one, R7, no, I went up two to the R6. If I had the cash, okay, I think I'd buy the R5. But I don't know. I can't say. Norm says he thinks he lost the wrench. Norm, I haven't been in that section of YouTube in, God, 3 months now. So don't feel bad you lost the wrench. I still will come and say I love you. You get top priorities. You know, there's the wrench is there. It's not even needed anymore because I have a button right here that says ban. So if somebody went, I just go over here and click ban. Gone forever, okay? It will sit there for a few minutes until I hit the ban button, okay? But there's some guys in here that still have wrenches, like I know Randy does. I know Sly does. I think I went to clean it up at one point, so I don't know how I went or where. So can I say it is what it is and you'll forgive me for the rest of my life? Dr. Charles Richard is saying, I'm thinking very strongly about getting rid of all my cameras and just getting the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I challenge you. That, as they said, they called me. That's a lie, Peter. That's a fib. No, you're not going to do that. You love cameras. It's not just, taking videos and stuff. You love cameras. So you'll get over it. The feeling will pass. Go lay down about 15, 20 minutes, Charles. Take an aspirin. It fits, right? He's a doctor. All right? And when you wake up, you will change your mind. Lewis is saying, I'm thinking the same thing. Actually, for Lewis, it might not be a bad idea. I need to get your ASS in gear because you've got really nice talent. I would like to sit and lay in my bed. That's double negative. I would like to lay in my bed and put on people I love and enjoy and watch them over some idiot that's just bouncing around on TikTok, no offense, Lewis, and not get to see them. So if it gets you up there, get off your butt and do it. If Sly gets on you, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. It'd just be a minute, but you'll be in trouble for more than a minute. Okay, so Lewis, you're waffling. The Sigma, you don't even. Lewis, no. Ditto. Randy's saying ditto to Lewis. I've seen people create nice videos with the FP. Well, I actually sound a little negative on the FP right this moment. I'm just saying it's not. Think twice before you start a Sigma system. So I'm not saying to you, Lewis, or to anybody else, don't start a Sigma system. But seriously? When you've got Canon, Nikon, Fuji, Panasonic, Olympus, you're going to go to Sigma? Okay, maybe it makes you feel special. Everybody wants to feel special. Does the 48 megapixels on the iPhone matter? Peter! I would say in the marketing department, heck yeah. We can go out there with a big flag at the head of our own parade that says 48 megapixels. 48 megapixels. Right here. This one's got 24. This one's got 20. This one's got 32. You know what we got? Let me tell you what we got. We are the marketing department. And we've got 48 freaking megapixels. Better than anything else out there. So for marketing, yeah, it matters. In real life, I would say I'm a believer in something called the power file. So that's when you have a lot more megapixels than you need, and it allows you to power in even like in dark situations where it'll really look crappy, but it'll still come up and look much better because you're impacting it with so many megapixels. And then there's the cropping factor. You can crop until the day is over. You can crop until the day is over. Scotty says, oh no, I am not depressed. I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. I owe the dairy-o. I am not depressed. I think it's sinus and something in my chest. Oh sure, do love you, Peter, and I have a long prayer list. Oh dear, I'm heavyweight now, okay? I have a long prayer list of you and our friends here. So sorry you're going through all anguish. It is a lot of anguish, but isn't that what part of life is? Have I learned anything this week? I think so. I think I've learned that when it's necessary to be more precise. I think I've learned where the whole world might be against you, but you feel another way, but you're not parading it. I mean, I'm not being an activist, but everybody was telling me to say less. Well, you know how a deposition works? I'm actually just beginning to learn. The purpose of the deposition is so the judge doesn't have to sit there and listen to hours and hours of testimony. So the judge is just going to read a synopsis. So if I don't explain myself and I just say no to something that was major, did you steal $32 million and hide it and go to Mexico and come back with another face implant? No. Well, the judge is going to go, he lying, that boy be lying, that boy be lying. But if I say and explain it a little bit better, when the judge reads the explanation, this is what's going on in my mind, okay? I think that the judge will get a better flavor, okay? Because I was complimented a lot with the depositions that I just took. Does everybody know what a deposition is? A deposition is where my lawyer and the other lawyer get together, and I should be in the same room, and I get to be examined, not a physical exam. They ask me any kinds of questions, and my lawyer will step up to protect me and say, don't answer that, or out of bounds, or whatever. There's actual terminology, okay? And it's all getting recorded by this young lady that's sitting in the corner going, okay, so for medical reasons, I got to do mine on Zoom. My doctor gave me a letter and I presented it. You know, the first thing the opposing, I can't talk about the case. You guys have to keep me from talking about the case. Don't let me get my ASS in trouble here. Because they're looking to nail me. Well, that would be a general comment. Okay. So I said I'm not going to talk about the case. All right, so let's get back to Scotty. I'm going to be a doctor here for a second. All right, if it's your sinuses and something in your chest, if you think it's bacterial or viral, before you even decide to go to the doctor, because many times, like people like me will go to the doctor last minute, you could start with a natural antibody or antivirus. And there's multiple things out there. I choose something called oil of oregano. You buy it in a bottle. It's like almost 30 bucks or around 30 bucks for a very small little bottle like this. But this is not it, okay? But the bottle actually has an eyedropper. So you would take 3 drops. This is cinnamon, nutmeg, and a couple of things that I can't read here. Too small. The writing is too small. But it smells great. Okay, so you can add that to something, because I can't take it straight. It's kind of, to me, it's like whiskey. Okay, I can't. Whiskey is, okay, so oil of oregano is like that. All right. So 2 or 3 drops in the morning, 2 or 3 drops in the afternoon, until you get over what you're fighting. And it'll go in and act not only as an antibiotic, it'll actually act as an antiviral. And it's amateur hour. You're doing it, you know, in a rebellious sense, because most doctors, there's some that would say, yeah, or they would say, instead of doing that, do this. Increase your zinc, your vitamin D, your magnesium. What else am I taking? I forgot. And that will build up your immunity system. So, and what Norm is saying, honest to God, works. Sounds like a joke. It sounds like a comedy routine that Jay Leno would say on, you know, at 11 o'clock at night. But dang, 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 if a bowl of fresh chicken, not canned, if it's processed, it's nonsense, okay? So, I mean, they got bottles of everything. I was just watching a guy, and he was, you're supposed to be having organ meats on the diet that I'm on. And I don't eat organ meats. Liver, kidneys, heart, tongue. Okay, so he was saying he doesn't eat organ meats either. So he had this bottle, okay, that had all these organ meats, and one of the things it had was bull testicles. And so he goes, why eat vegetables when you got testicles? And I just cracked up laughing. No, I'm not buying a bottle of that, okay? That's over the line. If I had a line, that's over the line. Nay, nay, I'm not buying that bottle of supplements. especially when I can read what's on it. That is disgusting. Okay. Anyway, a bowl of chicken soup. So I made chicken soup because I know it works well. They call it Jewish penicillin. There's something in the chicken soup that immediately bolsters your immunity system. Actually, in Dad's last month or two, the nurses came and went, and Dad had a feeding tube. So I was opening up this can, okay, of what was it? It wasn't the E one. It was the whatever the competition was. Why can't I think of it? I used to drink it myself, and I would have to open the feeding tube and put that in. Okay, and a nurse came and saw me doing it. She said, "You're doing that properly. You're cleaning out the feeding tube. Blah blah blah." Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then she said, "Make some chicken soup. Put it in a blender and blend it so it's 100% smooth. And every once in a while, instead of using the can, was it Ensure? No, it was Ensure's competition. Give him chicken soup." And you know, Dad started, he was on his deathbed. He died within 2 weeks, okay? Dad started to perk up. His number 2 started to move. Did you ever clap for a number 2? Okay, so that nurse was correct. Dad was getting stronger. He was, his talking was getting better and all that stuff. So the message here is for you, Scotty, and it's for anybody else that's feeling down. Get a shot of Jewish penicillin. Get yourself some fresh chicken soup. There's a restaurant, I would say 4 or 5 blocks from here. They're Latin. Everybody in Miami is Latin. And the man makes a big pot, one of those big chef's pot, every day of fresh chicken soup, homemade chicken soup. And he's got a following now. I used to go there and buy it for Dad. I would go there and buy it for myself. I'm a Southerner now. I bought it for myself. Okay. Now I made it for myself. I made my own chicken soup. I canned it. I put it in the jars, and I got it up there on the shelf. I just take a jar off the shelf. I take a can opener, the same one that I use for the bottle of beer. I don't drink beer, so I don't know why I got a can opener, but I got a bottle opener and it's a can opener all in one. It's one of those specials. You do 2 for 1, less than $9.99. So I use the bottle opener and you can hear the fizz. You can hear the air. And I just pour it in a saucepan, and I heat it up. I pour it in a bowl, and then, the doctoring starts. I put a little chunks of cheese in there. I put the Sargento's shredded. Which the one that I like? I bought a new one by accident because somebody put it back on the shelf. And by golly, Miss Molly, it's my favorite one now. Monterey Jack. I never tried Monterey Jack cheese before. Wow, it's creamy. Anyway, I sprinkle it over my hot soup and it melts. And then I take and put 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. Oh, dear Lord, Lord, Lord. And I put a 1/4 tablespoon of fake sugar, Truvia. It cuts through because I put tomatoes, and tomatoes can be bitter or can be acidic. And it makes the soup sweet, so it's almost like having a sweet a cream of tomato soup, but it's got vegetables, it's got chicken, it's been cooked, it's fresh, it's been canned. You can't do any better if you went and got the dang chicken and I said, "Norm, would you please kill this chicken for me? Because I can't do it. I just can't do it. I know it too well." Okay, so anyway. So Scotty says, "So funny." No M. Norm says, "Michael Knowles from the Daily Wire posted a very thoughtful tribute to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Very insightful. Search for it on YouTube." I will. I'm getting into the proceedings. I was actually touched. I didn't cry, but I was very solemn, okay? When Queen Elizabeth's 4 children came and stood guard, one at each point of the casket, for 15 minutes. And I was absolutely beyond stunned. There was no security. The people were walking past the King of England, so respectful. Nobody was talking. All you heard was the shuffling of the feet. If you watch it on the BBC, they know when to shut up. The American television channels don't know when to keep quiet and let us feel the moment and what it, what it's about. Well, this guy is doing this. You notice how the king has bowed his head. He's got his arms crossed. Just shut the front door. I was told not to say that. Okay, so I switch over to the BBC News, and you just got to watch the king standing there. And the queen's daughter, that's one heck of a lady that I didn't hardly know anything about. She is an amazing person. Honest to God. Honest to God. Okay? So it's like you're standing at your mother's and the heads are bowed. And tomorrow at around the 3 o'clock time, my time, they're going to do that with the 8 grandchildren. So Prince William will be at the head of the casket. Prince Harry will be at the other side of the casket. And then there's 6 more grandchildren. So they said there's 8. So that's 2 is 6. So there'd be 3 and 3. And that's going to be interesting because some of them are little kids. So I can't imagine the mother being far from a kid, honestly. You know the protective mechanisms of the mother. So they might step back, but the mother is going to be within arm's reach, is what I'm thinking. So Prince William and Prince Harry are going to be in full military garb. Okay, they will be wearing the military uniforms. What the children will do tomorrow, I don't know. But it's going to be, they're going to stand watch for 15 minutes around their grandmother's casket. That's going to be another touching moment, okay? You might think the kids are cute and all that, but when you think of the overall picture, the grandmother that they knew is in the casket right above them. And some of those kids are small enough, they don't realize that's a casket up there. Remember, it's covered with a flag of some type. So they're not going to really, they're going to say grandma. And I don't know how much I would explain to my child if he was a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old. Grandma's in that box? Okay, I don't think I'd do that. So it's going to be a very touching moment tomorrow in the 3 o'clock area. It might be 2 o'clock, but I'm going to try everything. I'm going to try relax. And I'm going to try to watch some stuff. I have to catch up on some of you guys. I have to catch up on some of the world events. Okay. And I just have to lay down and relax. Pass me a beer, and I don't even drink beer. So you might as well send me something stronger. How about a glass of wine? I like a sweet wine, but I can't drink wine that's sweet because it's got a lot of sugar in it. And the beer's got a lot of sugar in it. So how am I supposed to get my alcohol? Okay, maybe moonshine, but the moonshine is made from sugar too. So I don't know what to do. If I keep talking like this, I'm going to wake up Mabel, and then you are all going to be in trouble. Every single last one of you. So anyway, so thank you, Norm, for that. Sly says, I'll have to catch the replay tomorrow. It's hard to watch the show when you're being chased by a 3-foot dinosaur. Roar! Roar! Hoss, what is that dinosaur in the house? Oh my goodness! Is the dinosaur a friendly dinosaur, Hoss? Or is the dinosaur a mean dinosaur? Hoss is 3 years old, okay? A 3-foot dinosaur by a 3-year-old grandchild. So Lewis is saying to Sly, take care. Lewis is saying, Norm, I'll check that out. Dr. Charles Richard says, where on Facebook are you broadcasting? Shh, I don't know. Don't expose my stupidity, Charles. I don't know. My guess is go to Facebook, do a search for Peter Gregg, and there's channels that are still there that I've abandoned. But they still come up. I have no way to get into them. I thought they were removed, but I'm making an assumption. You know what happens when you assume? Okay. I'm assuming something will be saying that I'm live on Facebook. Okay. And I have no way to check where I'm live in Ecamm. Honest to God, Betsy, I don't know how to find that. Lewis, oh my God, Peter, you would really get the R5? C? No, the R5, not the C. I don't care for the C. The C takes two very distinct roads for pictures and videos. And let's face it, I added digital in the year, right around the year 2000, so I've had 22 years of doing it the same way. And at 69 years old, I'll be 69 in a few weeks, I ain't changing. I don't want to go another road. So the R5, I heard that the latest firmware actually makes the overheating better and better and better and better. So for regular 4K high quality, they say they can get up to an hour. All right. So I'm not recording like on the R6 that I'm running right here, right now. I'm not recording. It's actually just going out of the HDMI cable into my Mac Mini. I do have a little fan on it because Randy taught me, put a fan in there, Peter. So I put a fan in there. When I get taught by somebody that knows what they're talking about, it's hard to change it. So no, the R5C, that's almost like $5,000, $6,000? No, I would not say. So Scotty says, the broadcast on Facebook looks good. You know what crossed my mind, Scott, that I'm broadcasting in 4K. I have read everywhere but loose, every which way but loose, that on Facebook it doesn't take 4K. So I don't know what's happening. My immediate speculation is they're just dumbing it down. But as long as if I look good, it's better to look good than to feel good. Who used to say that? Oh my God. Billy Crystal. Okay. So, Norm says, who cares what the recording limits are if the batteries only last 45 minutes? What good is that? And on top of that, the body overheats. So you're all going to focus on overheating? You should be focusing on the battery life. And the fact that the darn thing overheats, it overheats, it overheats. How many times do I have to tell you that? Norm's right. So anyway, see, Scotty made his comment from Facebook. See the little blue circle on where his avatar is? Scotty's little circle there is not a YouTube emblem. So if I put Norm's up, okay, look in the same spot and you'll see a red spot there. Now that I want to show you something, it's going to screw up. Peter's going to get angry. You can't, Peter. You're on deposition. Okay, so you see the little red spot in that round circle to your left of your whatever you're watching, and it's red. It looks like the YouTube emblem. Guess what? That means Norm wrote that comment on YouTube. Okay? Now, when Scott wrote this comment, dang, Peter, can't work a simple program? Scott wrote it from his Facebook account. So it's got a little emblem from Facebook. So that proves that I'm broadcasting worldwide, coast to coast, shore to shore, heaven to earth, on 2 platforms. Okay. Aaron Short is saying, iPhone 14, wonderful. It is awesome. It is wonderful and great. And Tom Buck, Tom, how you doing, buddy? I love you, Tom. He's giving me a wave or a clap. I don't know, maybe he thinks he's the queen. Ooh. Oh, we shouldn't make fun now. We are being respectful. Hi, Tom. I love you. I love Heather. I love the kids, the puppy dogs, and all that kind of good stuff. Thank you for coming in. Tom just reminded me of something. I don't want to embarrass anybody, and it's not Tom, okay? But I have a Patreon where people could support me. You know, That's the way I can make some kind of an income from YouTube, is people donate, or I sell the ads. But it doesn't amount to very much money. I can tell you that right now. From YouTube, it's pittance, okay? I couldn't pay my rent. I'd have a hard time taking one of you guys out to Chick-fil-A, okay? So one of you guys that's on my Patreon tripled, and I haven't even been on for the whole summer. It's a very dear person, okay? Tripled their donation amount. You talk about the fact that we've got people in this room with big hearts. You look at yourself. If you're on that list and you've made a comment, if you're lurking, don't be a lurker. Say hello to me. I want to slap you, tickle you, push you, make fun of you. We're family. That's what we do, okay? I'm just amazed. This person should have said, Peter, I don't see too much of you. I'm going to lower my monthly contribution. They raised it 3 times, okay? That got stabbed right into my heart. That people do that to be so nice to me. It's just freaking amazing. I'm stunned, okay, that in the middle of all of this, that instead of, kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down, I should have been kicked in the nuts. You're not there. You're not broadcasting. I'm going to lower it till you get your ass back in line, Peter. Nope, they raised it 3 times. And if you're watching, thank you. I don't know how to say thank you to that. How do you say thank you? You either go on and on and on like I normally do, which is probably not the right thing to do, or you just say thank you and it feels not enough, If I win the lotto, I'm going to get a plane, and I'm going to go and pick you all up, and we're going to all go for lunch somewhere. We're going to go to Randy's house, or Sly's house, or Scotty's house, or up in New York, Aaron. Aaron could probably pick out a nice restaurant for us. So, I got excited because Tom came in. Tom, you got me excited, buddy. Thank you for being here. My love to you and Heather. Scotty, YouTube feed does not look much better than the Facebook feed, though. I would probably agree. I've seen... What did I watch? I watched... You guys remember the Twilight Zone? There was an amazing Twilight Zone video, but it was only on Facebook, and I watched it. Facebook had the whole show, and YouTube only had like 3 minutes, okay? And, I mean, it really spoke to me. It was a Twilight Zone. It wasn't scary. It was actually, it was a blessing. So this old hunter's got a gun and a rifle, and he's out in the woods, okay? And he's got his hunting dog, and he just loves his dog. His dog goes everywhere, and his old woman, get rid of that dog. He needs to stay outside the house while you bring that dog. They had a little cabin, and he would come in with his rifle, and he'd come in with the dog. And he'd sit there, and he'd say, and it was old-time talk, like I'm doing now. Okay, woman, where is my food? And she would say, oh, man, here's your food. And she would bring a bowl, and he would start eating the food, and he'd throw something to the dog. So they were going somewhere. She said, don't go. He said, I'm going. She said, don't go. He said, I'm going. She said, don't go. He said, I'm going. He went. He died. But he didn't know he died. And apparently the dog died too. Okay? So he's walking along the road to get back to his cabin. To get back to his woman. Okay? His wife. And the dog is right there with him. But you have no idea that he's dead. And the dog is dead. Okay? So he goes to the cabin, he opens the door, and his wife is sitting there. A black hat, a black veil, a black dress. And, oh, she's crying because her old man died. Her husband died. And I'm sure she's not crying because the dog died. Okay? So the preacher comes in, and he's consoling her, and he's going, why can't you people talk to me? I'm standing right here. And he starts to realize, I be dead. And he's wondering, maybe my dog is dead too. So the old lady gets picked up by the pastor, and they go off on their cart. So he's walking along this road that's out in front of his house, and he goes, I ain't never been down this path before. So he goes down that path, and he comes to this gate, and he goes, excuse me, would you be Peter that stands guard at the gate? And the man answered, I'm the one that stands guard at the gate. Come on in. And so the man starts to go in, and he says, wait. You can't bring your dog in here. The dog is not allowed in here. So the man said, what kind of a place is this where you would not let my dog in? How can heaven where you'd let me in? So the guy said, leave me your dog and go in, and I'll sneak the dog in later. Go over there and make a right turn, and you'll see whatever, okay? And so he thinks about it, and he goes, you know, I'm sorry. If my dog don't go in, I ain't going in. Well, he said, I'm sorry, that's the rules. So he says, well, I'll catch you later. So he goes, where does the road go? He says it ends just a little bit up. You don't need to go down there. So he starts walking down there, and he's just a fuming, and he's a fussing and a fuming, and going, heaven won't let my dog in. It looked like the Beverly Hillbillies type of a setting, okay? So he comes up to another gate, and this man comes up, young man, very handsome young guy, okay? I mean, they made a point of him being beautiful, all right? Not gay, not fruity, not different clothing, okay? So he said, are you Chester and is this Rin Tin Tin? I don't remember their names. And he said, yes, we are. He says, we've been waiting for you. Come on in. He says, well, what is this? He says, this is heaven. He says, I just passed heaven. St. Peter was down there. He says, oh, that's not St. Peter. I'm talking with an accent now. That's not St. Peter. He likes to trick folks and get them to come in because you pass hell before you come to heaven. He says, oh my God. He said, my dog's allowed to come into heaven? But of course. Bring your dog in with you. We've been waiting for you. You are welcome here. All right. Well, you know how I feel about Jingle Bells, so that show touched me. And it was on Facebook. So you got a free story, no charge. What can I tell you? So Aaron Scotty says they kind of look both the same. YouTube is 4K. Facebook is only 1080. Does 48K matter? We went through that. Charles, I think he meant to write Fuji. No, he wasn't cussing. Charles doesn't cuss. I watch him. He's not a cusser. Maybe when nobody else is looking, but Charles doesn't come across to me as a cusser. He's a wholesome, good-hearted dude. So Aaron says, bigger is always better, Lewis. What you talking about, Aaron? Are you being a nasty little boy, Aaron? Hello? I think you're right, Aaron, but I ain't going to go there. Lewis says, I think my D700, I had a D700. It was only 12 megapixels, and it was my favorite until it broke. Oh my God, how did you break a D700? You know, that sucker was a workhorse. I took it a lot. I did a lot of work with the D700. Scotty says, not in the dating world. Lewis says 12.1 on the D700 in terms of megapixels. Aaron is, you guys are all acting like you're astonished. Come on, dudes, you're all boys. This is our Friday night card game. Bring the whatever it is you need, and let's get, well, we're done. 11:30. I thought it was going to be a short show. Aaron says, you are wrong, Scott. Wait, what did Scott say? Not in the dating world. Okay, I'm not going there. Hey, Peter, Gregg is not going there. Lewis says, remember, it's not the size of your boat. It's the motion in your ocean, baby. Let that sucker float. Okay, boy, You guys, you know, maybe we ought to go to another channel and we need to get some hormones get loosed out here. Make sure your VACATION. I don't know what that means, Charles, if it's serious. If it's not, make sure your boat don't sink. You guys are making me laugh. Turn your chicken soup into baby food. I turn it in, it can be. So if you have a child, you can make this chicken soup. You can open the jar if you've canned it, okay? If it's fresh, you could put it in the blender, because God forbid with a kid you can't have a bone. I'd blend that sucker up, warm it up, and then you could give it to a child. I happen to like cream of things. So cream of mushroom, cream of tomato, cream of broccoli, cream of chicken. So I take my fresh vegetable chicken tomato soup and I give it a 2 or 3 or 4, and if I'm feeling naughty, a little more shot of heavy cream, and I go and make my chicken soup. Make sure you have some Huggies. Yeah, it goes in one end and out the other. Bob Asbury, my God, I love you, dude. I haven't seen you in a while. I am so happy to see your face. Thanks for coming in and saying hello. I've been a wayward fan. You're not wayward. I know our hearts are connected when we all get to heaven, that we'll be visiting. We're going to get together on Friday night in heaven, and there ain't going to be, well, maybe there will be cameras, but we're going to have real desserts, because I understand you can't get sick in heaven. So I'm going to have me some ice cream, chocolate pudding, cake, okay? And I'm going to have all kinds of wonderful food. So anyway, Bob, thank you for being here. I thank you. I want to really say thank you for being here, Bob. Yes. I just got excited seeing you. I think it's wonderful that there's so many people, and I miss. Dang, Peter, I love sugar. Stick it in. You got a hole? Stick it in the hole. It's just going to make you sick, really sick. You got to find some stuff that you can be happy with that won't make you sick. Sugar does not grow on trees. Sugar cane does. Eat a sugar cane. That's the whole thing. But all we do is take out the processed powder and the liquid juice. By the way, if you've never had sugar cane juice, oh God, is that good. Wine and the return of the big cookie. Peter, what happens when you ask you me? Oh, assume. Yes, that he's right. You make an ASS out of you and me. That is exactly. Peter, we need the big cookies. The cookies last year almost made me say, oh, look who it is. It's Shane. Can I call you Sean just to make it feel like all home week? It's Shane. Thanks for the 3. I did not call you last night at 3:40 a.m. Oh my God. Do you know that it's 12 and 2 is 14 hours difference between Miami and where Shane is? I will call that man at the most awkward time in the world. He is like out like a light at 3:40 in the morning, and I am calling him because it's afternoon. I'm thinking, I'm up, everybody's up. But he's in the middle of his sleep, and he's so kind. He has never taken a bat to my butt. He's never said anything nasty, and I've done it 2 or 3 times. Did I do it again? That was a 100% accident, because I don't remember doing that. But the geeky, nerdy techie, Shane, you look so handsome. Let's put that back up. Let's enjoy how handsome that he looks. Oh, I made a video for Geeky, Nerdy Techie. And in a month or less or more, I mean, go watch his channel. He'll tell you. I will be one of the featured people of maybe a dozen people. I never got the report, but he asked a select few people to make a video, a real video on a certain topic, and I did, and I sent it in. And he said, about 2 minutes, Mine was 4 minutes. So I actually made a second one. I got a lot closer to 2 minutes, I can tell you that. So I talk too much. So sue me. Oh, wait. They did sue me. I love you, Shane. I love you a lot. And a big hello to Rhiannon. And the puppy. The YouTube avatars are larger than the Facebook avatars. I didn't realize that. But there's no Facebook avatar very close. So that's good to know. I can when I watch a little of this playback, I'm going to go in there because I'm curious now to see what the Facebook looks like. So you know darn well Peter is going to go poking where he shouldn't be poking. I'm going to go over to YouTube and see if I can find it. Carlos finally made it home. He's having his dinner. What? My man Peter is still going. I got involved. I got caught up in the heat of my friends. They're wonderful friends. And I guess I missed them too much. I'd rather sit here than go lay down in the bed and just look at the ceiling, you know, or watch YouTube videos. Okay, so wait a minute. We do have a Facebook. Charles is... So here's Charles. Yes, you can only do 1080 here. Facebook. That is what is showing. So that's Charles's avatar. And look at the size of the circle. Okay? Because I'm going to learn something here. You could watch Peter learn. I don't see it being all that much different, honestly. Does that circle for the avatar on the left look a lot more different than in size than Charles? Okay, so they're laid over each other. I would say they're pretty much about very similar in size. You know these guys are competing with each other. Whatever, you know, monkey see, monkey do. But this is Charles watching on Facebook. So I wonder when Ecamm gives me the count as to how many people are watching, if that includes Facebook or only YouTube. So Carlos is saying, Louis, my man, my friend, how you doing? He didn't say my man. How you doing, friend? Hey. Up. The Nikon D700 is a legendary portrait camera. It's all about the sensor and the color rendition. I used to get the best pictures out of the D700. It was almost like, forget about the camera. Just take your pictures. They're all going to come back looking great. And you know what? It did. It looked great. So Louis and Norm are talking. Love that Twilight Zone episode. Do you remember the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. I would tell you so you can go look it up. It impressed me because I'm a dog lover. You know, I kind of like jingles a little bit, you think? Hello? Peter. What is it, Louis? Peter. Yes, you got my attention. How do you tell better stories using the camera gear you already have and make the most of it all? Okay, Louis, I actually have to say I don't understand the question. How do you tell better stories using the camera gear you already have and make the most of it all? You learn how to tell good stories. Okay? People say I tell good stories. I don't feel I tell good stories. But what I feel I do is I'm trying to tell you something, and I'm trying not to be boring as hell while I'm doing it. So I animate, I elongate words, the big bridge versus the big bridge fell down. And now back to the news, okay? Boring. Kippy, I haven't seen Kippy in a while. Kippy just posted an 11mm RF mount fisheye. Oh, I'm going to have to go look at that. Thank you. The reason that I don't buy a fisheye is because it's for special occasions or for a special look, and I'm doing YouTube. I don't see me doing spending money to do very little, honestly, with a fisheye lens. So why should I park any money there? You tell the best stories, Peter. Thank you, Lewis. That was a shot right to my heart. You just made me feel really, really good. That was a love. What do they call those things that you pay? You have got to be kidding me. What do you call it when you throw dart? Thank you. Somebody, no, don't. I was going to say somebody slap me. No, that was a love dart straight to my heart. Peter, have you tried cream of toast? I saw it once. I don't know what that is, but I could tell you I put sugar and a little bit of heavy cream on my toast. I mix food in a way that would make you gag. Lewis says, Peter, you know what, talking to you and Scotty and Randy and Charles and Norm and Sly and everyone here got me so excited. Back to the YouTube drawing board. Yeah, Lewis, don't you want to be a part of this? Don't you want me to say I saw Lewis's YouTube and he looks so handsome and you need to go over and look? I notice I don't go over and show the YouTubes like I used to and stuff like that. I get a little tongue-tied with all this stuff. But, I mean, I don't know why you don't want to be a part. Randy puts it up. Sly puts it up. Aaron puts it up. Tom Buck puts it up. Aaron Short puts it up. I would think, being all boy like you are, you want to go, me too. Me too. I want to do that too. Oh, my God. John Para. Hi, Peter. This is John Para. Great to see you. You are doing good. So, John is, remember I've told many times that we had a nice little tight group of photographers and we would show up at each other's weddings and it would be almost like having a backup there. We would never charge each other. We'd just say, here's the files, use them. John would show up at my weddings or I would show up at John's weddings. He's one of my buddies and one of my friends. He has settled in heavily on being a celebrity photographer. So when celebrities mingle around Miami Beach, Fort Lauderdale, it's John Para that's in there getting those shots that wind up on whatever those big wire networks are now, and they get sold globally. So that's the buildup of John. Now, John, how you doing, buddy? How's the kids? They gotta be really big now and handsome. And did you make any more? Okay. And how is everything doing? My email is in the description. Oh, is there a description on Facebook? I don't know. Okay. So if there's a description in Facebook, my email's in there. So drop me an email so we could say hello. I'm shooting with the Canon R6 right now. I normally have tags up here in the corner. Okay. So if I was not broadcasting on Facebook, John would not have seen it because I don't see him much around on YouTube. But John is a big user on Facebook. So remember, I'm actually broadcasting on Facebook also. So John saw my name come up for some reason. We are probably listed as friends with each other because they have, friends or follows over there? And he saw it and he came in and said hello. So I do this every Friday night, John, live at 10 o'clock. It goes for an hour. Tonight I'm being a little long-winded, but normally it goes for like anywhere from 35, 40 minutes to an hour. And this channel is not super camera related. We talk, we have fun. Yeah, we do talk about cameras and lenses because that's in my blood. But I'll talk about cooking. I'll talk about desserts. I'll talk about the fact that I've I'm now at 164 pounds from over 200 pounds, my normal weight, because I've been doing low sugar and, you know, anything. So I'm just giving you an overview. So Charles says, pin the tail on the donkey. Oh, darts. Charles just made a funny. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate that. It was a dart. It was a love dart. Right to my heart from Lewis. Speaking of Lewis, he happens to have a comment here. Just got overwhelmed with hospital visits, but we have to keep going. Not only you have to keep going, but you got to cheer them up. Is your grandmother in the hospital? So I can't think of a better person to cheer up Lewis's grandmother than Lewis. Lewis is a bundle of love. Lewis is a bundle of joy. Lewis has got one of the best smiles on the planet, what I call $1 million smile. So it's a ministry, Lewis. It's a ministry. You do it because God has assigned you for her end of life period. We don't know when it'll end, okay? But for her end of life, you are assigned to be there and do what you can for her in the timing that you can. So take it seriously. And now after Lewis tells me how much he loves me, he stabs me. Yes, we are longer-winded today. He's joking. Super appreciative, Peter. I know you are, Lewis. And that brings us down to the end. Anybody? Oh, wait, he's talking about his grandmother's permanently in the hospital. Yeah, my grandma is permanent long-term hospital care. So we visit her every day, and I put my YouTube on the back seat for her now, but we got to start. You know something, Lewis? Dad didn't like it in his last weeks of his life, which was in 2015, so this is not recent. When I went in the kitchen to clean up, load the dishwasher, unload the dishwasher, to prepare his food, he didn't like it when I was not in the room with him. So I have a private channel, I don't remember what the name of it is, where good times last forever or something. It's public, and I took the videos down, okay? But I would make like pretend videos just for my dad. And I would spin records just for my dad, okay? And he liked Bing Crosby, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Rosemary Clooney, Nat King Cole. Probably you wouldn't recognize those, Lewis. Maybe you do. And I would act like I was a professional DJ. And I would go, this is Peter Gregg, Miami, Florida, and now we are going to spin a special record just for Dad. Dad, this is for you. This is Bing Crosby singing whatever the song was. Here we go. And I would play the song. And I made like 8 or 10 shows, about 30 to 40 minutes. And I would just use them on a playlist. And when I got back in the room, I'd shut them down. So you could do that for your grandmother. You could make private videos that nobody else would ever see. And you can even spin some records on there. You'll get a copyright infringement, but you're not going to monetize that. So what do you care? And then come back and talk to your grandmother, and she will have the pleasure of your company, and it'll be on recording. So you could play it, and if you're not there, your mother can play it, because that's her daughter. Okay, and anybody else that be family members can play any of the videos that you make private. So you will give them the link and tell them don't share it anywhere. So, yes. So, I remember Nat King Cole. Ramblin' Rose, Ramblin' Rose, why you ramble, no one knows how that wind blows. I don't know the rest of how the words go, but it's a rambling rose. Everybody now. And that was one of the famous signature songs for Nat King Cole. So what a wonderful idea. Okay, boys and girls, we have gone almost 2 hours. Not bad for somebody that has done nothing but talk all week long. So just let me tell you, I love you. Thank you for being here. All three of you. No, I'm kidding. Remember, tomorrow night is Lewis and Mr. Camera Junkie, and Aaron Short, I think, goes on Sunday. I don't even remember everybody else's schedules. But on the Facebook group, you could go in there and they post it. So I'm going to say good night, and I hope to God when I log off of one, I'm going to log off of all of them. Or you guys are going to watch me getting undressed on Facebook. All right. Bye, guys. Good night. I love you. Remember, I pray for each and every one of you every single day. And if you get bored, go over to Randy's channel, because he's out there driving around. He's got his car, and he takes his camera, and he just drives through the city. I'm learning the city where Randy is. Randall, where is he? He's out here. Oh, there he is. He's saying good night. Okay. Randall Brander. You could go there, and he will usually put something up where he drove down to get a coffee. He drove up to get a whatever. Okay. Dr. Charles Richard is sending prayers for all of us, I'm guessing. Thank you, Charles. Pray for me, too. I pray for you guys. God loves you, and I guess that's a good way. Oh, you know, the little bubble lamps are on for my mother's birthday, because I don't use them anymore. They make too much noise, okay? There's 3 of them, and the noise in here is quite loud. So I'm going to say good night, and just pray that we log off of Facebook also. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.